Hey guys, it's Aubrey from Motley Plans doing my weekly plan with me. So the things that I decided to use, or the theme rather, is purple florals. I got them out of a little sticker booklet that I got off of Amazon. And then I just pulled from my washi tape collection different washies that I thought might go with it. So I decided on this sparkle washi that was a little bit on the thin side. Um, I'll be honest, it didn't stick very well to the top of the planner, and as you can see, it's kind of got like a little bit of a wave to it. I have had this washi tape for 4 years. I don't know about anybody else, but I do tend to hold on to washi tape for a long while. And unfortunately, some of the washi tape that is, older does not stick very well. I should probably throw it away, but there is just something in my soul that won't let me right now. So until I am emotionally ready to throw away washi tape that's old, I'm going to continue to use it. It still sticks for the most part on the paper, so I just let it go. I let it be. So I did decide that the theme this week would be florals, like I said. I kind of this month am trying out a different thing where I actually go in at the beginning of the month and just on sticky notes I put what I want my theme for the week to be. And so this week I let myself have florals. I noticed last month that I really leaned into florals and stuff like that basically all month. Like when I go back and look at my different things, I feel like there's just a ton of florals and they're beautiful and I do like them, but I did want a little bit more diversity in my planner. And so and I want to use my different stickers and ephemera that I have collected over the years. And if I just use florals, then I'm not going to be able to do that. So that's why this is the first time this month, I think. Yeah, first time, maybe second, that you're seeing florals. Next week, I'm going to be doing a black and white theme, so I'm super excited about it and interested to see how it works out. Just to catch up, I did not realize that I had cut off the bottom portion of my planner. But just to catch up, I took these florals and I stuck 2 large strips down at the bottom of my planner, and then the excess, because I did have to cut one of them because it was a lot thicker than the first one that I put down. So I cut the bottom off. You saw me do that earlier. And I'm using what's left of that strip just to use as accents throughout the rest of this spread. I thought, why not use it? So put those down, and then this week, what is that swatch is actually from a planner cake kit that I got last year. And the color just happened to work really well for it. So I decided, why not use that and then just frame it with the excess that I had. I also decided that I wanted to frame the weekend, so that's why you saw me take that one piece and cut it in half, because the original piece as a whole was just too large, too long, and I didn't want it to take up all of my Sunday. So I decided I would do like a framing of the weekend, if you will. I'm kind of on the fence as if I liked this method, just because it's like you have random florals on Saturday and Sunday bookending it. I wish I had like a little weekend print banner, but unfortunately I am fresh out of those and there was not really a good way I could think of to letter it in. So I just have those as bookends. I don't think it looks bad per se. It's just, I think it would look better if I had that weekend banner. And I am back to using a marker to block in my nightly phone calls with my mom at 8 p.m. That marker that I'm using is a Mr. Pen that I got on clearance from Walmart for like, I think it was like just a couple of bucks. So that's been really handy. I really like those Mr. Pen markers. Then I dug into my sticker release paper notebook to grab a payday symbol to mark in that I have payday on Friday, which I actually believe later wound up moving it to Saturday because that was my actual payday. Then I'm going in with this mild liner. This mild liner is in the color Violet. It's very pretty. I actually have another one that you'll see. Yes, this one, which is lavender. And the violet's a very, very dark, or a much darker purple. And I love that color. And then I do also like this lavender color. And I like that I was able to use those two different purples. And not just have the violet all the way down this sidebar. But man, that violet color in this mild liner is beautiful. As you'll see, I wind up using basically that throughout my entire spread. And then I'm going ahead and I've really been enjoying having like just a quick overview of what I did, like in a 3 bullet point, like maybe the 3 most important or the 3 wow, I just said, so basically either I put down my 3 top priorities or highlights for that day of stuff that I did. I don't ever do more than 3, or I haven't yet, I should say, and I'm really enjoying it because I can just look down at the bottom of my planner in the future and be like, okay, what was a quick like 3 highlights of that day? You know, I can be like, oh, I took a nap, I read, I walked, whatever it is, and have those highlights. And then this little pocket is actually from Coffee Monsters Co. I think it came in one of her subscriptions last year. And that's just where I keep all of my random little stickers, especially my dot stickers and flags and stuff like that. That way I can look through them. These dots are ones that I cut up out of a booklet. It was the Happy Planner booklet for working days or something like that. When I get those booklets, what I do is I go in, and if there's any like functional stickers or dot stickers, I go ahead and I just cut those out, and I keep all of my dot stickers and my functional stickers in one specific place so that I just have to go to that one place and I have all of the colors. So that's what I did. I used those dots to mark in the fact that 2 of my friends are having birthdays this week. So March is actually a very birthday heavy month for me because I've got my birthday, I've got my brother-in-law's birthday, and then I've got my 2 friends' birthdays within a week. So wanted to make sure I marked those in, and I even went in and pulled out some balloon stickers that I got from Planner Kate. So I go for the purple stickers, of course, because, you know, the spread. And then I also went ahead and opted for some white balloon stickers, just so that I didn't have all purple or gray or anything. Especially with those floral stickers right at that Saturday, I wanted to put those white balloons there. And then I go back into my sticker release book and I pull out another sticker from Planner Kate to mark in that Ethel has a vet appointment on Thursday. And in case you missed it, I'll go ahead and point out my mistake. I accidentally put it on Friday, not Thursday. So I will be going back in later and changing that. But we did wind up having to take our one baby, Ethel, to the vet. She is having a random allergy issue, and it's been going on for the last 8 months. This is like the third time that we've taken her to the vet in the 8 months, and they've always put her on prednisone and different things like that. And the prednisone works, but it doesn't get rid of the issue, right? So the second time we took her in, the vet was like, hey, we'll put her on prednisone. Then 10 days after we put her on the prednisone, we are going to do an allergy test. And so she is going in on Thursday, or actually has already gone in because I'm filming this on Saturday, and has gotten that allergy test. So hopefully in 2 weeks we will know better what is going on with our baby, because she'll just itch herself raw, and it is so heartbreaking to watch that, because it's awful. So we want to make sure that we take care of our baby and get her the care that she needs and deserves. Moving on, so I did do a little bit of future planning because I had a few things that were going to be happening for sure that week. I had a lunch meeting that was planned on Tuesday, and then and then I'm writing in Ethel's appointment. That's my Majan A1. Love that pen. It's so fantastic. And then on Wednesday, I always have a standing lunch appointment with my friend Dana. It's our time to hang out and catch up. Oh, and I did put in my Bible study for Tuesday. However, later you will notice that all of my future planning was just completely wrong. So I'll have to go back in and make a few changes later on, as you'll see. But for this part, I really enjoyed like getting to like prettify this. So, and I was able to just put a few leaf accents around the different future plans, and so that was a lot of fun. I always enjoy when I get to like, I don't know, prettify stuff a little bit with just little accents to where it's not too much, but you still get the pop and the contrast. So my ink for the week, if you didn't watch my ink planning video, is actually Ferris Wheel Press Royal Rhubarb. And I actually surprised myself when I picked that one because I had a bunch of purples, and you know, with how the spread is very purple and green heavy, I was like, I'm gonna choose a purple or a green for sure. And then I went with this Royal Rhubarb, which is like a perfect mix between a purple and a pink. And so I chose that, and honestly, I was not convinced even after I chose it that it would look really good with the colors of this setup, but I was like, it's fine, we ride at dawn. And I'm really glad that I chose that color because I feel like it actually went very, very well with the rest of the spread. So I was so happy because I feel like if I had gone with a green, or if I had gone with one of the purples that I had, the true purples, that it would have been too purple or too green heavy. So super, super happy with my choice overall. I did decide to do something slightly different this week. Instead of using my pen to mark in my work times, I use these thin washi tape strips. So I use the green washi tape to mark in my full-time job, and then if you've been around, then you know I also have a part-time job. It's not that big of a deal. It's like 6 to 8 hours a week usually. Though this week it'll be closer to 14 or 15, but it's fine. It's all good. So using those thin washi tapes to mark in my work, which I think I may go back to doing that because I have an unbelievable amount of those thin washi tapes and I just don't use them that much. So I'm gonna find ways to work them into more and more of my spreads. I went ahead because I had some time journaling and reading and everything. On Monday night, I used my Coffee Monster sticker, journal time sticker to mark that in. I also used this sticker of the microphone from Planner-tastic to mark in that I did also film some. So I filmed my I believe I filmed my ink swatching, like ink of the week video that day, and then I also hopped on my treadmill and I walked and I got 10K steps. Yay! I am happy to report I have 8 days at 10,000 steps this month, so that means I am only 2 days away from getting my 10 days of 10K goal for this month, which I'm super stoked about. So moving on to Tuesday and Wednesday, I unfortunately was so busy Tuesday, or was I? You know, I don't know what happened Tuesday, actually. I think I just decided, hey, I didn't feel like planning or something to that effect. But either way, I wound up not planning on Tuesday, and so I had to come back in on Wednesday and actually plan Tuesday and Wednesday. So, as you can tell, I ripped up all of my main stickers. My friend Dana unfortunately got ill, so I actually wound up running errands for her instead of actually visiting with her, which is fine. I'm more than happy to help her out when she is feeling under the weather. Our lunch meeting got canceled because one of my coworkers' kiddos got injured, and so she didn't really want to be away from her baby, which is understandable. And then my Bible study group, we had people sick, and then other people who just weren't going to be able to make it. So naturally, life was lifing for everybody this week, apparently. And so plans just changed, and that's okay. That's why I very much appreciate that my Sterling Ink planner is very good about giving stickers up. I did have a couple days on my full-time job where I actually worked an hour over. So I wound up, working 3 extra hours this week, which came in handy because that allowed me to leave a little early on Friday, which is good because I actually wound up picking up 2 double headers for softball this week. So at my part-time job. So I actually wound up needing to leave early on Friday. Oh, and Tuesday, me and Kelvin, my husband, had an amazing snuggle session. I literally crashed on the couch. I was so tired for whatever reason. He was tired. I think I wound up like watching YouTube videos while he hung out with me on the couch, and he was in between napping and reading his book, and it was a wonderful quality time. So enjoyed that. And then after that, we kind of did our together alone time. So I just read some news. I read The Graceling, which is the book that I'm reading, which if you have not read it and you like fantasy books, phenomenal book. I'm enjoying it immensely. I read it 15 years ago. It makes me feel really old, but that's how long ago I read it. I read it in either the beginning of high school or maybe even junior high, and it's great. Honestly, better than I remember it being. And so I've really enjoyed going back and revisiting that again. I also on Tuesday night did journal as well, and so that's what I'm marking in now, are those 3 main things that I did. Sorry if you can hear the birds, but spring is in the air and the birds are definitely chirping outside my window. I'm not mad about it. How is everybody else's, climate doing? Here in Oklahoma, things are beginning to get some color to them. The greens of the grass is coming through, and we actually have a redbud tree out in our front yard, and it puts on the most beautiful purple flowers, and they are slowly showing up, and I can't wait for this thing to be completely bloomed out and just gorgeous. Spring is such a beautiful time. Fall still has my heart as my favorite time of year, but spring is definitely like, it's just beautiful and magical to me how things just seem to come back to life. So, enjoying it. At the top, I use some more dots to mark in the YouTube videos that I plan on putting up this week. So, I did post an ink plan with me on Wednesday, and then on Sunday, this video will be going up. And so, this will be my plan with me video. All right, and so on Wednesday, I actually had 3 pens that I really needed to ink up. So, generally, about once a week, I have to ink up my Franklin Christoph, which holds my purple ink. And then I have to ink up my A2 press by Mahjong. So, I usually have to do those two once a week, but I also needed to ink up my TWSBI Espresso. So I decided I would just take y'all along for the ride on that. My husband mentioned to me a few weeks ago, because he watches all of my videos, which I appreciate greatly, but he mentioned how much he likes watching on video my videos that go through like how to ink stuff up. So I went ahead and decided I would add that in. This first one that I'm inking up is my Franklin Christoph O2 in the colorway Sage, and I'm inking it up with the same ink that I've had in it, and it is Jacques Urbain's Violet Imperial. It is a glitter ink. So I know it doesn't match the pen, but this is a pen that my husband bought me, and so is the ink, and he bought both of those for me on the same day, and so that pen's never had any other ink in it. This second one, this is my TWSBI Espresso Bronze, and I'm inking it up again with Coffee Monster. I have really enjoyed this TWSBI Espresso. It is in a medium nib, and I'll be honest, the bronze coated nib, it writes very broad. So I still think it is a medium, but this thing lets loose some ink. And so I've actually had to refill it. This is my second time. And then last but not least, my little workhorse pen that I do love is my Mahjong A2. So as you can tell, I've got that tape on there. It's because this body is plastic and it's broken, but we taped it, so hopefully it'll last for a while longer. I'm also going ahead and putting in the ink Endless Candy C. I'm putting it in this pen because I'm trying to get rid of all of that ink. I do not like that ink. And so I'm putting it in a pen that I know I will absolutely use, because I use this pen to handwrite all of my notes at work. And so, yeah, I finally finished that sample, and now I'm going to give you writing samples for it. So I'll write out the, I believe I write out the pen and then the ink color. And so you'll get to see that. This Franklin Christoph is actually a broad nib. I write with it every single day at work and then also in my journals, because this holds my ink of the year, which is the Jacques Urbain Violet Imperial. I really like this ink. I'm not a huge fan of shimmer inks, but I like it because this broad nib handles that shimmer ink so well. And so I enjoy writing with it. Yeah, I don't know. So, again, TWSBI Espresso Bronze. Beautiful. My husband bought it for me for my birthday this month, which was, oh, he's so sweet. And it's got a medium nib, and so if you kind of look, it's almost as thick as that broad nib on my Franklin Christoph. So this thing puts out a ton of ink. Honestly, it would probably do really well with shimmer as well. So I might try shimmer ink in it at some point. I haven't quite decided, but that is my TWSBI Espresso with Robert Oster Coffee Monster. And last but not least, my Majan A2 press in extra fine, and it has Endless Candy C in it. And I'm not a huge fan of the ink, but I'm a big fan of this pen. So, and I went ahead and decided I needed to put little hearts there, so that's what we did. And those are the 3 pens that I had to ink up or re-ink this week. So, moving on. Oh, I guess I didn't do Tuesday and Wednesday. My bad, guys. Anyway. Oh, yes, this pen. So, I got a new pen this week, or my friend Dana bought me a new pen. It is a, wait for it, Hongdian N7 in Peacock. It is gorgeous. It is a vac, or no, it's not a vac fill. It is a, oh dear. Yeah, whatever the TWSBIs are. I'm sorry, guys. I've forgotten. Probably would forget my head too. Anyway, I do enjoy that pen. I decided to ink it up with Noodler's Squeeteague, and I will be using it on and off in my news journal. So where I write in interesting news articles or current events. So back to the spread now, after a small fountain pen break. And I'm just filling in again what I did on Wednesday for my work. And I wound up doing Wednesday and Thursday. Because, why? Oh, because on Wednesday, me and my husband wound up staying up super late and watching the show The Pit. So I guess I got mixed up. So I was able to plan on Tuesday. So I planned Monday and Tuesday on the same day, but then Wednesday and Thursday I planned on Thursday. So, my bad, guys. Anyway, me and my husband started watching The Pit, which, if you don't know, I think it's on HBO Max or Max, whatever they're calling it. And it's about an ER, and it's actually not too far off accurate from what my husband says. He's a former medic for the Army, and he actually, one of his first jobs in the Army was helping out at a hospital in Alaska where he worked in the ER and different things. And he said it's actually fairly accurate for what, can happen in ERs. So, very interesting show. As long as you have a strong stomach, it is definitely a show that you would appreciate. So, there's that plug, I guess. Anyway, moving on to Thursday, I went ahead and marked in what I did for the day, and then I actually did a few more errands. My friend Dana was still under the weather and asked me to pick up a few more things for her, which of course I did. But also on Wednesday, we had a huge windstorm or something. And one of the racks on the top of my car that I bought 2 weeks ago came off. And so I had to run by the dealership and talk to them about it and be like, hey, so this happened. And it was something that I had pointed out to them before I bought the car. And so they had said that they fixed it, but obviously probably not to the caliber that they should have. And so I went back in and kind of talked with them, and they've agreed to fix it. So that was a huge plus. And then I just did my errand for Dana and went home. And if you are a gamer, or somebody you love is a gamer, you may have heard that the new Assassin's Creed came out. I did not play it because I just don't have an interest for it, but my husband did, and so I wanted to mark that in because he was super excited about that coming out, and he's been playing it the past couple of days. From what he says, it is a very good game. So if you are a gamer and you're on the fence about buying that, apparently it's a pretty good game, so you might look into buying it. Also on Thursday, Kelvin brought by some coffee, and he also brought our baby Elvira in to the office, which it was so sweet. They stayed maybe like an hour or so, and then I had to get back to work, but it was so nice to get to have both of them come in and visit me for a little bit. And then I have a random spot where I guess I did nothing on this spread. Yeah, wow, this is a long pause. If I was a better YouTuber, maybe I would cut all of this out, but now I'm kind of committed. Oh, there you go. There you have moments now, or movement. Anyway, so I did, like I said, on my part-time job, get called in to cover a couple of double headers this week. And so I had to mark them in. So I covered a double header yesterday, which was Friday. So I pretty much did 7 hours at my main job, and then I had worked ahead already. So I was able to take off from my main job early and then go work another 7 hours at my part-time job. So yesterday was a very long day, to say the least. I am kind of tired, but I was in bed pretty early. Like, I got home, I ate, I showered, and then I passed out. That was pretty much my day for Friday. But yeah. And then just after marking those two in, because I have another doubleheader I'm covering tomorrow, which will be Sunday the 23rd. I finished out my day for Thursday, and I think that's all I did on Thursday. So, Friday through Sunday is what I'm planning for now. Or, excuse me, apparently through Sunday. Apparently my labeling skills are just not good. Yeah, I'll just have to do better on those. Oh well. Anyway, so yet another long pause. hope everybody's enjoying the video. If you've made it this long, I appreciate it. So I did want to mark in. My friend Jamie, actually, whom I haven't seen in probably 4 years or so, is actually doing a competition. She judges cheer in OKC, and so she messaged me and was like, "Hey, how would you like to go to dinner?" And so now we're gonna go to dinner. She's gonna finally get to meet Kelvin because we haven't really seen each other since I got married 2 years ago. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And me and Kelvin decided that we were gonna make a whole day of it out in OKC on Saturday. So I am also very much excited to spend basically the entire day with him. We really like the OKC area. It's got really good food options, and it's got a cute little stationery store called Chirps and Cheers, which is fantastic. They have a good selection of fountain pen inks. And then I believe last time I was there, they only carried like Ferris wheel press, but then they have different washies that are made by local artists, and different little booklets that are made by local artists. And then of course they carry your Stalogies, Luke Terms, all sorts of different stationery items. And so I always enjoy going there to, one, support local ish and then two, it's just a really neat little shop, and since it's the only one in OKC, why not support local stationery stores? So and since I had a long day on Friday and we knew I was having a long day, I did leave early to have lunch with Kelvin and then go from lunch to the softball games. Lunch was phenomenal. We had a new ramen shop open up, and oh my gosh, we've had so much ramen and I'm here for it. I enjoyed it immensely. Yeah, they probably look at me weird because I don't want the big chunks of meat in it or anything, but it's so good. So good. If you've never had ramen, and I'm not talking about the stuff that is in the instant cup of noodles, like technically I think that is ramen, but no. If you haven't had the sit down ramen, you eat it with chopsticks experience, oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. So I decided that I wanted to put a little bit more floral in the spread, and so I added on these floral stickers to the spread. I think it came out okay. I don't know. My thought was, man, I need a little bit more pop of like green and purple, but I didn't have any more leaf stickers. So that was my thinking by putting those on top of there. I also had to mark in my to-do list. I always feel a little weird like writing in my to-do list in this planner or what I did and then immediately marking it off. But I go in like after the fact for the most part and put in what I did, and so that's why I have to immediately mark it off, because again, this is my pretty planner, so this is the planner that I don't really want to have stuff marked out, scratched in, stuff like that. This is my planner that in 10 years, if I want to look back at my spreads, if I want to look back at what I did, stuff like that, I would go in and look at this planner and read my journaling and stuff like that. So I want it to be very pretty and aesthetically pleasing, if you will. Yeah, so and actually I believe that is it for the plan with me. So real quick, here's a slow-mo. This is how the planner turned out. Um I'm I actually like how it turned out. The pinks and the green and the purple all worked really well. The big surprise for me this week was definitely how much I liked the Royal Rhubarb ink with using it in this spread. So I'll definitely probably be pulling it out a little bit more, especially when purples and pinks are involved because it worked really good. So, oh no, somebody's having a bad dream. Sorry, one of our babies that's sleeping by me is having a bad dream. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like, absolutely subscribe. Both of those options are for free. Have a good day.